This is a question posted on the r/maths subreddit about 2 years ago. My grandson's 7 homework. He answered 450, his dad says 900. The midpoint of a multiple of 100 is represented by the arrow. What is this number? What is 100 more than and 100 less than this number? The kid answered, well, the number is clearly 450, 100 less is 350, and 100 more is 550. The dad's clearly a complete wazzock. You're really living life on hard mode when you're 7 years old and your own dad can't help you with your math homework. But this post sparked a serious formal mathematical discussion. Crimson Crinkle said either 450 or 900 depending on what this number is referring to. So then I had a look at the question again, and it asks this number, but this could be referring to the midpoint, or it could be referring to a multiple of 100. So is it asking what is the midpoint, which is clearly 450, or what is the multiple of 100, which is 900? Now the dad's answer makes sense. It's important in any math question that you get to read the question carefully. So the answer's 900, right? Well, there's actually another layer to this. Furran Paragon says, wait, how is anyone getting 900? I can see how the answer is 450. The question refers to how the arrow referring to the midpoint of a multiple of 100 instead of midpoint of this graph. I don't understand the logic behind 900. Throwaway Tesla says, it's just asking x over 2 equals 450. It's not that difficult of a problem at all considering the visual representation of the number line from 0 to 1000. So if, for example, the midpoint of a multiple of 100 is saying, well, this is the midpoint and our multiple of 100 is what we're looking for, then obviously x over 2 is equal to 450, so the kid should answer x equals 900. Thunker's Drinkle Peep says, it's not though. The midpoint 450 is the antecedent to this number. The midpoint bit is to confirm that it's not 449. An antecedent is something that tells us the meaning of a proform earlier in the sentence. So in the sentence, Leonard arrived late because he was oiling himself up, the word Leonard is the antecedent to the word he. This sentence also has 2 proforms because himself is also referring to Leonard. So this is one antecedent referring to 2 proforms. So if you look back at the question, you see that a midpoint is mentioned first and then a multiple of 100. But there's only one proform, which is this number. So which is the correct antecedent for this proform? Well, it's a bit like if I said Leonard and Gauss arrived late because he was oiling himself up. We've got 2 antecedents and we don't know which one it is, so who was oiling himself up? To answer this, I turned to a good friend of mine, ChatGPT. He said, what ties it together is the context and recency of the noun phrase, how recent it was. In this question, the midpoint of the multiple of 100 is represented by the arrow. What is this number? You have 2 candidates for this number, a multiple of 100 or the midpoint. When you see the arrow at 450, it's clearly indicating that exact point on the line. In the math problem convention, the proform, this number, refers to the value you've just been shown, the midpoint itself, not the as yet unspecified multiple of 100. So whenever you're asked a math question like this, assume it's the value you've just been shown. Grammatically speaking, pronouns and proforms tend to latch on to the nearest appropriate noun phrase, which here is the midpoint. And semantically, only the midpoint has been given a concrete location, 450. Whereas the multiple of 100 is still abstract until you do the doubling step, if you even wanted to. Hope that helps clear it up. This number can't be grammatically or contextually be less. So this number equals the midpoint equals 450. 100 more equals 550, 100 less equals 350. So the number is 450 and the kid was actually correct. You clicked on a maths video and I made you learn English. Ha ha ha, take that, nerds!